welcome back to another episode of Mr. Mysteries of Black and White with your two hosts, myself, Ed, and my main man, Josh.
How we doing?
I've got to get back to the swing of it.
Yeah.
I know I should ask a fucking question. I don't know. What's your favourite pasta dish? I don't know. Fucking hell. I know we should try and keep it fucking with the channel, but fuck it.
I don't know. Carbonara. Does that count?
Yeah. It's got
Carbonara. Yeah. Carbonara.
You? Spaghetti bolognese.
Oh, yeah, that's a very close second. Very close second.
No.
Oh, no, I changed my mind. Lasagna. Lasagna's
Fair.
goated.
I'll do it. Yeah, I like a good lasagna. But anyway, hope everyone else likes pasta dishes. There's no. But I hope all is well. As you can see, I've tidied myself up a little bit.
Yeah, I still need to work on that. I'm just... Nah, not yet.
See, we're nearly on the levels of Bizarre Junkies. Halfway there. But no, today, let's say it's been a hell of a long time coming.
Mm-hmm.
But we are talking about the missing Malaysian air flight.
Yep.
370 or something.
Yep.
See, I'm on the money. But, yeah, let's say it's just getting us back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
And everything. But I hope everyone's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Grab something to eat. Maybe something to drink. You know. Josh.
Yeah, boy.
Take it away.
Right, well, first things first, what I say is, when I originally planned to do this episode, it was roughly around the same sort of time where it would have been 10 years to that date. Obviously, because life's got in the way, that's gone completely out the window.
Was it 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years ago, which is mad.
Nah, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay, no. I thought it was like 2018 or something.
2014.
Fucking hell. Madness.
Which is,
that's
yeah.
a fucking mystery in itself.
Yeah, well, yeah. But, as well, like Ed said, the whole purpose of this thing was, it was a missing flight. Okay, it literally, I remember it being on the news. It was all anybody was talking about, because the damn thing literally just disappeared out of nowhere, which in today's technology, with everything they've got to keep check on flights and everything, it's near on impossible.
Yeah, I was going to say, like...
And there's countless theories of what happened, why it happened, X, Y, Z. I'm going to run through basically what they believe is genuinely happened. I'm going to run through what they call the official story. And then...
It's just lost.
Yeah. But
no, I mean, like, the TV show.
Oh, yeah.
That?
Fucking hell.
That's what happened.
What a shit ending.
That's
on par with Game of Thrones.
I couldn't get into it.
Couldn't you?
No.
Oh, I love that.
I remember I had a bear in it at one point.
Yeah.
And it was like this weird smoky stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll get behind it. But then it was just all like, fighting each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, this isn't me.
Honestly, what is it with TV show? If you're going to write a good TV show, have the ending writ first so you don't fuck it. It's not hard. It's not hard.
Yeah.
For
How I Met
fuck's
Your
sake.
Mother.
Yeah. Game of Thrones. Fucking Lost.
Yeah.
I could be here all day. But yeah.
Bollocks, you just couldn't think of any more.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got it.
We got him. But no, going back to this, obviously, I'm going to run through basically what they believe happened, which is fucking bizarre. The level of detail and everything this Donnie went through to make this plane disappear is insane if this is genuine.
Yeah.
And then I'll go through right at the end, I'll just list some of the other theories and we'll say whether they could be true or not.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so just start off. So 10 years ago, one of the biggest mysteries in recent history would occur when a flight carrying 239 people simply vanished off the face of the earth. This is something that should be deemed impossible in the modern era. However, this is exactly what happened to Malaysia Flight 370. Now, everything I'm about to read off, most of it comes from a YouTube channel called Green Dot Aviation, so shout out for that. So,
check them out.
Yeah. So on March 7th, 2014, the Malaysian capital of Kuala Lumpur, the regional monsoon season was coming to an end and calmer weather was approaching. At Gate C1 of the satellite terminal at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, a Boeing 777 plane run by Malaysian Airlines was preparing for a flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, China. 227 passengers boarded the flight for the 6-hour journey. These unfortunate passengers were about to become part of the biggest mystery in aviation history.
You wrong.
Oh no, that's proper rapping shit, isn't it?
Dr. Seuss.
Now, there have been many theories as to what happened to this flight, as the truth still hasn't been proven a decade later. However, one theory is the main headline above all, which I'm now about to get into, which, like I said, is just fucking bizarre. Flight 370 was being piloted by First Officer Farik Abdul Hamid, a 27-year-old who was flying his last training flight before being for being signed off to fly the Boeing 777. He joined Malaysian Airlines as a cadet at the age of 20 in 2007 and had already flown Boeing 737s as well as Airbus A330s. No idea what they are, just know they're planes.
Yeah, jumbo jet.
Yeah, big thing with wings, isn't it? Farik was that above average with his progression that the airline considered to be safe for him to fly the 777 with just one captain instead of the usual two. The captain of the flight was 53-year-old, sorry if I butcher this, Zahari Ahmed Shah.
Whatever you think deem fit, mate.
Zahari, Captain Zahari, we'll call him. Who joined the airline as a cadet pilot in 1981 and had over 18,000 flying hours and was one of the most experienced pilots in the country. He had also spent the last 7 years training and examining pilots to fly the 777 planes.
There can't be too much difference, though. I mean, I'm not a big plane fan, not like some people we know. But there can't be that much difference.
Nah. I think it's something to do with just like the engine power or something like that, or just like the sheer weight of the fucking thing.
Maybe, but I just thought if you could fly one,
why can't you fly them all?
I'm not saying it's like compared to like them little tiny
if
where people
can't
jump
fly
out.
I'm not saying a crop duster. I can fly a 777.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But surely,
like
when they're on Airbuses,
commercial airlines,
there can't be too much difference.
No,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, if you know, let us know. Well, at 12:27, the flight bridge was removed and the aircraft began taxiing towards the runway with 49 metric tons of fuel. On board were 227 passengers and 10 flight attendants. At 12:40, the flight took off and began its journey to Beijing. The controller cleared the plane to climb to 18,000 feet, as well as giving the pilots a shortcut on their journey. This shortcut was to allow the flight to go straight to a waypoint further along their route known as Agari. The Agari waypoint is an unusual one because it is a waypoint that is bordered by 5 different airspaces: Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Cambodia and Vietnam. And this will come into play later on. 20 minutes later, the flight reaches its cruising altitude of 35,000 feet. Captain Zahari made a report to the control tower telling them that they reached the altitude and that he did the same thing 6 minutes later. This is where the theories start to come in. Now, even though it's not definitive, this theory is consistent with the most facts and is supported by some of the world's leading authorities. As Flight 370 neared the waypoint Agari at 19 minutes past 1 a.m, Malaysian Air Traffic Control told the pilots to contact Ho Chi Minh Air Traffic Control as they were about to enter Vietnamese airspace. Now, people were questioning this because pilots are supposed to repeat the message back to Air Traffic Control so they know they understood the message correctly. However, Captain Zahari literally just replied, "Good night." Seconds after...
Sorry, but you would be a bit concerned if you was in that air traffic and then you just said, "Good night." You was like, "Hang on, mate, what's he doing? What's he doing?"
Bruv, do you know what you're doing?
It's not all bad, mate. It's not all bad. He's
good night. Good night, boss.
Yeah, he's got fucking tiny nanoids. He's got...
It's like, what do you mean good night? You're meant to be flying the fucker.
Yeah.
You can't nap. Well, seconds after saying goodnight, Captain Zahari asked his co-pilot to go to the cabin and get them both a cup of coffee as they both had 5 hours of flight time ahead of them. Now, as the co-pilot went to fetch the coffee, the captain was now left alone in the cockpit, preparing to carry out the actions he had been planning for a month. He supposedly chose this exact moment because nobody on the ground was expecting to hear from the plane, because Malaysia had handed them over to Vietnam and they was too busy handling their other flights that he knew it would be a few minutes before Flight 370 contacted them. So for these few moments, nobody was watching. The captain reached into a bag. No, never mind that bit. I remember that really has nothing to do with it, so I'll just skip past that a little bit. Zahari's first step in making the plane vanish was to make it disappear from radar. However, he waited until the waypoint changed from Agari to Baitod. That way no one would notice. Baitod's basically just another airspace sort of thing.
Right, okay.
However, in doing so, he accidentally left a clue that would actually take investigators years to discover. The transponder on the plane has 3 settings: fully off, altitude off, and fully on. As Sahara was turning the dial towards fully off, it passed through the altitude off, which, unbeknownst to him, for a split second, air traffic control received notice of the plane's whereabouts, just not its altitude. This wouldn't have happened if the plane suffered from an electrical failure, which would have led to the loss of the transponder. This also means that if that happened, all of the flight's data would have been lost at once. This suggested to investigators that someone was turning the dial manually. However, as I said, this wasn't discovered until years later.
Right. How? You think they'd be going back on everything?
Yeah, I think it's because, like, as it goes on, they literally had no track of what this flight was doing.
Right,
It took them that long to fucking find out.
Oh, okay,
sort of thing.
okay.
Now, even though no one knew where 370 was, Malaysian Airlines still knew the plane was in the air because the 777s are equipped with something called ACARS, which stands for Aircraft Communications, Dressing and Reporting System. This gives reports to the control centre through a satellite communication system called SATCOM. Zahari knew about this and he knew he had to turn them off. But if he did this like he did with the transponder, it would send a message to the ground that it has been shut down. So in order to do this, he basically had to pull the plug so it would shut down straight away. This turned off both engines' electrical generators, as well as shutting off the satellite phone in the passengers' cabins as well, as the text message ability in the passengers' entertainment systems. Let me rewrite that because I read that pretty bad. Basically, the cabins have got like a text message ability in their satellite phones. So when he pulled this plug, it would have cut all of that off, as well as the engine's backup generators sort of thing.
Right, okay.
It was at this point Zahari turned off the plane's external lights as well. And just over the South China Sea, Flight MH370 completely vanished. Zahari did all of this in less than a minute. However, even though the flight was invisible to the ground, he still had 238 people on the flight itself. Now, to carry out his plan, he would need to incapacitate everybody else on the flight. At 35,000 feet, there was only enough air to keep a human conscious for about 45 seconds, but obviously in a flight, the air is compressed. On the underside of the plane, there was 2 valves, and by opening them, the captain would vent all of the pressured air out of the plane. He placed his own oxygen mask on and began venting the flow of oxygen, and flicked a switch to stop the engines from bringing in new air to the cabin. Right. At this point, the cabin's oxygen masks deployed, but before anyone could put them on, Zahari aggressively turned the plane to its left and kept it there. The reason he did this tight turn was because the plane was right next to Thai airspace, and even though the plane was basically invisible, it could still be picked up by primary radar, which uses a satellite on the ground to pick up things in the air like planes or flocks of birds. 2 minutes after this turn, Flight 370 was now heading in the opposite direction back towards Malaysia. At this point, the passengers and the crew believed the plane would be descending to a breathable altitude. However, this wasn't going to happen. Zahari's plan was to fly the plane on the edge of Thai and Malaysian airspace borders so that both countries would think that the other one was dealing with it.
Right.
An hour after depressurizing the cabin, all of the passengers were either unconscious or dead. Once the flight reached the island of Penang, Zahari turned it once again towards the Indonesian island of Sumatra. An hour after that, Zahari knew he was the only person on that flight still alive. So he turned all of the onboard systems back online. This is when he did the impossible and made a Boeing 777 plane completely disappear. Once he passed the island of Sumatra, he turned the plane south and flew out deep into the southern Indian Ocean. It wasn't until the next morning that anybody began searching for the plane, because obviously before then it was still due to arrive. Yeah. They began searching in the most logical place, which is the South China Sea, where the flight disappeared from the secondary radar. The logical explanation for the flight just disappearing and no distress signal being sent was that a bomb or a structural failure had brought the plane down.
Yeah.
However, what they didn't know was that all of the turns he took on his journey out towards the Indian Ocean, and the flight still had 5.5 hours of fuel on board, meaning he could take the plane right into the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Zahari then undid his seatbelt and reclined in his seat. For the second time that night, Zahari opened the airflow valves, and within seconds he was breathing thin air at 40,000 feet, before eventually passing out and sooner or later dying. Flight 370 was now officially a ghost plane. At 6:30 a.m. the next morning, Flight 370 was scheduled to arrive at Beijing but didn't show up. As Coast Guards and helicopters began to fear the worst, they began to search the Agari Sea for a plane wreckage. But nobody knew that 370 was in fact still in the air thousands of miles to the south with everyone on board dead. At 7:30 in the morning, the Malaysian authorities released a statement announcing that the flight was missing. At 19 minutes past 8 in the morning, the flight slowly descended, accelerating. The flight slowly descended, accelerating rapidly by the second, and 2 minutes later, it crashed into the southern Indian Ocean. Most of the aircraft would be shattered upon impact with the ocean, and debris sinking. The debris would end up sinking for miles.
Yeah, but like spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, over the next few months and years, pieces of debris began to wash ashore in Madagascar, Tanzania, and South Africa. These pieces are the only hard physical evidence showing that the plane went down in the southern Indian Ocean. Now, this series of events was oddly familiar to Zahari. A month before this journey, he had practiced the exact scenario on his home flight simulator. On February 2nd, 2014, Zahari used his flight simulator to fly the course he took. He then used the map function to drag the flight deep into the southern Indian Ocean. He then set the fuel to 0 and glided the plane until it ran out of fuel and crashed. So after all of this, many researchers and scientists disagree with some of these theories. As Zahari was dead by the point of impact, the plane didn't make as many turns as thought. So that was basically the premise of this, which obviously
is it. I take this as all just a theory.
Yeah, exactly. This is the main theory that most people believe, like aviation experts, and believe happen. But the level of detail is phenomenal to know. Right, I've got to turn this exactly here so that they think they're watching me and they think they're watching me. Do you know what I mean? And all of that shit.
So this was just like for a suicide, pretty much.
Pretty much, yes.
But he had to kill all them
people on board. But I'm not being funny. If you were that desperate to kill yourself, you wouldn't give a flying fuck about all the airspaces and that. You would literally wait till you get to the cruising altitude. You'd make the co-pilot fuck up so he can't obviously intervene. Yeah. And you would nosedive that thing. Yeah. Why would you go through all of this level of detail to stick to these airspaces and that? What's it matter if you're going to die?
Yeah, the only thing because the way he wanted to go, it seems like it was more peaceful. Yeah. Whereas I think if he would say to nosedive or do something like that, because he'd be in, that they'd know he's there. Yeah. They'd shoot. Well, I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? This is where it's like, it's so bizarre.
Yeah, like, why would you do that?
And the most fucked reality of it is the only person who really knew is him.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ask him now.
No.
So it's just one of them where it makes sense logically, like, how it disappeared and all of that. But it doesn't answer the question at all. Why?
Yeah.
Especially, because like you said, it is blatantly a suicide.
That is the
premise.
That is
that's the main theory.
Because even though, because you said they had done the same on his home simulator. Because the whole time you read that, I kept thinking, well, could he been forced to do it?
Yeah.
Because it's someone got in and was holding him at gunpoint, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was making him do it like that. But with already being on his own simulator,
he's planned
he
this
was the
thoroughly,
mastermind.
even to the point where he's like, right, if I do it now, mate, your boy, go get us a coffee, because obviously he's then locked out the door, he can't get in.
No, not unless he's letting.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that he turned off all the transponders and all the electrical things within less than a minute.
You got to think he is one of the most experienced people on them, so he knows.
But that's what I mean. He would have thoroughly planned this whole thing just to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with the whole the different airspaces and stuff like that. How many times has he probably done that route?
Yeah, exactly.
So he knew exactly what lines to lay across.
Yeah, but it just don't make sense.
No,
if you're going to commit suicide, you don't think of anybody else realistically.
No, of course not.
So you would just do something bizarre, crash it into a mountain, or like I said, plummet into the sea, or fucking...
Or into a city.
Or, you would literally do anything because you wouldn't care.
No.
Why would you go through all of this just to make sure the plane didn't pick you up?
Yeah. Unless he did have a conscience and for some reason that was the only way he could do it.
Yeah.
So he thought, well, at least...
Unless he couldn't actually bring himself... he couldn't actually kill himself, but he knew doing this...
Yeah, but
would happen.
Yeah, but surely it was a longer process. With more thought, saying I'm definitely doing this. It's not. It's different. Putting. I know it is, isn't it? Putting a gun in your mouth, just pulling that trigger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a bit. I don't know.
It is a fucking mad one. It really is.
Because I thought it was going to be oh, did he go over Bermuda Triangle?
Oh no. I mean, maybe. You never know.
No, he wouldn't have, because if he was Africa, Bermuda Triangle's the other side.
Other side, yeah.
America, innit?
Yeah.
It's Florida.
It's near Florida, yeah.
So, yeah, he's completely wrong side.
Yeah. But these are some of the other theories that people have come out with over the years. Because obviously, like I said, with that being the main plausible theory, it's still not guaranteed, even though they found pieces of the wreckage.
Yeah.
But that could literally just be anything. Because the plane, regardless of what you think happened to the plane, eventually the damn thing is going to come down. It's not still flying in the air to this day.
No,
it's going to come down at some point. So obviously when they find wreckage of that, and like I said, that is the only reason that they put this theory together, is because they found pieces of the wreckage.
The path, and he'd done the simulator.
And exactly. So these are some of the other theories that people have come out with. Okay, one being that it was an accident caused by electrical failure, decompression, and pilot incapacitation. But if there had been an electrical failure strong enough to incapacitate the pilots, why did the satellite unit come back online an hour after it was disabled and stay working for hours afterwards?
Yeah.
And if the pilots were so incapacitated that they couldn't descend the aircraft and get back to an airport, how was they still conscious enough 30 minutes after the emergency began at Penang, and then again 40 minutes later out towards the Indian Ocean? Also, why did they turn at such inopportune places? Why was every turn timed perfectly to avoid detection from air traffic controllers? So I don't think it was an electrical failure, because especially if everything shut down, the plane would just go. It would just drop.
Yeah.
Because there was literally nothing.
Sense, in a sense, yeah.
Another theory is that it was hijacked. But if that was true, it would be the most sophisticated hijacking of all time.
Yeah.
Because the hijackers must have known the airspace inside out by their ability to avoid detection. And even if all of that was true, why did they turn the SATCOM back on after an hour after disabling it?
Would that be I don't know, because if it come back on, they'd be like, oh no, they're still okay.
Maybe,
kind
but
of thing. But then again, it's just like, no, you're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, what you doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as well, why didn't, if it was a hijacking, why didn't they crash into anywhere or make any demands to any authorities?
No, well, it just depends who was on that plane. Might have been one of the passengers that they wanted
Maybe.
deaded.
Maybe. Plus, obviously, one of the main bits, no terrorist organisation has claimed responsibility.
No. Well, unless it was that much of a fuck up, and they were like, "Oh, I don't
It's
want
like,
that."
nah, we can't have this on our record, boys. For fuck's sake. Some believe the plane was hijacked by the CIA via a remote control.
Why?
How?
How I could kind of get.
Like, I don't know. It's just 40,000 feet in the air.
Put it in like a USB and old mates on
On a joystick, like, come on, boy.
But no, I don't know. It just seems. I don't believe that. That's too
out there.
That's too Hollywood.
But then this one's also mad. Some believe it even got sucked into a black hole.
No, I thought he was going to go alien route.
Nah. But if a black hole was to appear, it would have took the whole planet, not just one plane.
No, yeah.
Do you not understand how black holes work, Chief?
Yeah. Or it's just like they've gone into an alternate dimension.
Yeah.
Because that's how I know some people think. But no, I thought I'm surprised
there ain't an alien. There probably
is.
Let me just see if I can find some mad theories about it.
Yeah, go on. Because that would be a theory and all, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, but still, it just that even if it was a UFO. Right, stay with me here.
Okay, I'm listening.
Even to the listeners, stay with me on this. Even if it was such a thing as a UFO tractor beam, like taking this plane for whatever reason, surely they wouldn't know, like all the turns they had to do, and all the switches and that in the plane to with the communication out. So that makes me I don't believe in that anyway.
I know what you mean though.
But that makes it really hard to believe, like too hard to believe.
Yeah.
But is it like so impossible that it's made possible?
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean? Or a big kraken tentacle just come up. God,
that'll have to be fucking huge, wouldn't it, to get 35,000 feet in the air?
Yeah. Had a jump start. Well, no, because you wouldn't know how once it got out to the ocean.
That's true. Yeah.
Because communication everything turned back on. But then again, if it was out of their radar, they wouldn't be able to tell, would they?
No.
So then it could have gone down. Yum. Come in here, beastie.
Assistance to conspiracy theories. 6 months after the disappearance of Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, it is still the subject of a slew of explanations. Why this tragedy prompts such a wave of conspiracy theories. Let me have a look. Nobody knows what happened. It's a modern mystery. It's very rare. Yeah, at the start, nearly everyone had a theory, and because there was very little solid evidence, it was hard to debunk completely any single explanation. But then information about this ping sent from the satellite, blah 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 blah. Okay, here we go. Here's some of the theories. Okay, some of those attempts to explain the mystery reveal something of nature of conspiracy theories. So the first one is it was shot down by the US or Thailand.
Why is it always US?
They've always just got me involved, haven't they?
Yeah.
There's always a military exercise, says Arnautovic. Who's Arnautovic?
What, fucking...
That's what I thought.
Marco Arnautovic.
Oh, no, I've read it wrong. It's Aronovic. Him. So many are going on at any one time that it's hardly significant. On the other hand, civilian planes do sometimes get shot down. Korean Air Flight 007 was shot down by the Soviet Union in 1983. The US Navy drowned an Iranian airliner in 1988. and MH17 appears to have been shot down by mistake in all cases. The crashes were reported quickly. It might seem hard to believe that the US and Thai governments would either want or to be able to hush up the shooting of a Boeing 777 for 6 months. But part of the conspiracy theories is to shout cover up, says Sylvia Ringley, author of Why Planes Crash. Once the theory includes government cover-ups, it's incredibly hard to prove this thing isn't true.
But why? What gain have they got to shoot down?
Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that. Because for those that don't know, there was also another plane. It wasn't that long afterwards. It was the MH17, and that one was shot down, weren't it?
Yes.
Well, some people believe that that's the same plane, MH370 and MH17.
Oh, because it got a 7 in.
Maybe.
Come on.
Forums have seen discussions of claims that the plane perpetrated to be MH17 at the crash site in Ukraine was actually MH370. Both aircraft were the same model, but MH17 was a 1997 version as opposed to MH370, which Malaysian Airlines took ownership of in May 2002. Proponents of this conspiracy theory claim photographs from the crash scene show the plane that was... Claim photographs from the crash scene show the plane was the newer version. The MH17 plane had an extra window next to the second right side door, which MH370 did not, and neither did the wreckage. At the MH17 crash site, one account reads, much of the theory centres around where the Malaysian flag appeared on the plane's livery. According to a pro-Russian rebel leader, the bodies had been dead days before the plane took off. In this theory, the passports were supposedly pristine and had been planted on the dead bodies. But other plane bloggers have rubbished this theory of the windows and flags. And then there's the detail of the theory. Can anybody steal an airliner with 239 people on board and keep it hidden for 6 months?
No.
Is it possible to believe it was loaded with corpses and substituted for a scheduled Malaysian air flight from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur? The coincidence of 2 Malaysia planes being the subject of tragedy is exactly that, a coincidence, the experts contend. The whole idea of a coincidence is dismissed as a very naive proposition. Yet there is usually a statistical explanation behind coincidences. Malaysia Airline flew the 5th most flights of any airline over Ukraine in the week before the shooting down of MH17.
Right.
Okay, the next theory. In Pakistan for terrorism. That is literally the headline.
Cool.
Retired US Lieutenant Jen Thomas McClenery argued in the wake of the plane disappearing that it was flown to Taliban-controlled Pakistan. It would be used against the US later. If the Pakistani government doesn't talk too soon, they're going to be complicit.
This is why you're retired, bro.
Yeah. Oh, and here we go. Here's the best bit. McClenery told Fox News, peak for fucking, if you want genuine news, Fox News is the place, 100%, where he works as a military analyst. The plane could be used to carry weapons of mass destruction, to hit an aircraft carrier, or attack Israel, he said.
Yeah, because someone's got to fucking sign one of them in at their luggage, ain't they?
Yeah, exactly.
You got any extra bags? No, just this missile.
Yeah, anything to declare? Apart from this deadly nuclear weapon. Nah, nothing really, boss. McClenery's theory was based on the idea that Pakistan would have been consistent with the final ping from the plane to a satellite. He argued that the US government knew far more than it was letting on and did not want to embarrass allies in the region.
You've just embarrassed yourself, Mush.
Yep. Rupert Murdoch was one of those who had also speculated that the plane was in Pakistan. It just fucking isn't, is it? It just isn't. I'm sick of reading that theory. It isn't. Okay, the next one. A Chinese submarine. British barrister Michael Shrimpton claimed that a Chinese submarine used a missile to shoot the airliner down south of Vietnam. There was a person of interest on Flight MH370 whom the Chinese wanted to assassinate, although Shrimpton said he did not know who it was.
Thing is, with what I always think, like with assassinations,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want the news, do you?
No.
You want to be as quickly, as quietly as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, shoot down a whole plane.
It's not the way to do it, boss.
No, because you're just going to get found out. Sure, I don't know.
But if the airplane had
obviously it
broken, but if the airplane had broken up at 30,000 feet, there would have been debris in the sea, says Ringley. And the south of Vietnam was part of the initial search before it was switched. That's literally just how that theory ends. Righto. What's this one? Freescale staff intercepted. On MH370 were 20 employees of US technology company Freescale, Semiconductor. It makes powerful microchips for different sectors, including the defense industry. 12 employees were from Malaysia and 8 from China. It led to the speculation that they had held important industrial secrets. In one conspiracy theory, the US government feared that they would fall into the hands of the Chinese authorities, and as a result, the plane was hijacked and taken to the US base on Diego Garcia. In another variation of the theory, it was that the Chinese took control of the flight to interrogate the Freescale staff to find out the scope of the US surveillance. There was yet another theory that Iran put passengers on stolen passports on board in order to get control of the Freescale's technical know-how.
Oh my god.
Freescale say the employees on board were technical staff travelling to the company's chip facilities for a review. As pattern frequently cited by the conspiracy theories does exist, but rather than being military in nature, it covers a system for optimizing the number of circuits on a piece of semiconductor material. And none of the 4 people mentioned as being the patent holder were on the plane.
What? Fuck's sake. You gotta love conspiracy theories.
Oh, some are fucking mental. And then apparently the last one on this page, which by the way, can I just say, this is on the BBC.
Oh, is it?
This is all on the BBC.
Says it all, really.
And the last one is on a cyber hijack.
I can't believe that they're an alien.
There ain't an alien one. There has to be. Fuck cyber hijack. Let's see if I can find an alien one. There has to be. Malaysian flight theories. Aliens. Come on, there has to be.
Come on.
Okay, let's try this. Go wait. From hijacking to an alien abduction, countless theories have been risen. Yeah, come on, where's the alien one? Where's the alien one? Give me the alien one. Come on. I need a good laugh. Come on. Disappeared, yeah. It went west to the Maldives. Oh, it went on holiday, didn't
Yeah,
it?
that's good.
It went on holiday.
Went on its ollie bobs.
It was shot down, yeah. It was hijacked by passengers, okay. Where's the alien one? Come on. Don't do this to me. Where's the alien one? Da-da-da-da. Right, so it says aliens, but then there's not an alien theory on it. Righto.
That's fucking foul.
This one, maybe.
I'd have thought I'd been like one of the
key ones, yeah. Come on. Oh, this is annoying me now.
It's where you need matey from. Like,
Oh, here we go.
From Ancient Aliens.
Here we go. This might be one. Did aliens abduct MH370?
Yes.
Here we go. Come on. The purpose of the thesis was to examine whether the temporarily activated causal uncertainty would predict a stronger preference for Mate, this guy's talking Swahili.
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, it might as well say that.
No, but that is Swahili.
Is it?
Yeah, Hakuna Matata is Swahili.
I never knew that.
Yeah, bricklaying tutor taught me that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He was an oddball, bless him. And he was like, what does it mean? We said, no worries. He went, oh, you know Swahili too then, do you? I was like,
What guy?
It's from Lion King, isn't it?
Right. This is our last chance. I'm on Wikipedia. This is
fucking hell.
This is our last chance that maybe there's aliens. Oh, here we go. Physically improbable theories. Oh, this is the black hole one. Fuck it, let's see what they got to say.
Yeah.
The theory that MH370 may have been consumed by a black hole received considerable attention when Don Lemon asked on CNN whether it was preposterous that it could have happened. Lemon was criticised for this by former US Department of Transportation Inspector General Mary Shavio.
Mary Berry?
Mary Berry, yeah, big up. Who, while appearing on CNN, said that a small black hole would suck in our entire universe. So we know it's not that. No shit. Hang on. So we know it's not that. Which wasn't satisfied. The Wire, which wasn't satisfied with Shavio's answer, obtained detailed reasons why a black hole couldn't swallow a plane from Columbia University astronomer professor David J. Helfand.
I'll just like they've actually got universities and stuff
Just
like that, just to say, like, nah, it didn't happen.
Another hypothesis is that a meteor might have struck the plane. However, this is statistically probably... the statistical probability for this is extremely low.
Really?
Yeah, that's what would have happened. They fucking would have shot it that and missiles. Like, meteor hit it.
Yeah.
Fucking, I told them veer left, but they just didn't listen.
But Morgan, you know, for me, there's people who literally their job is to look in space.
Yeah.
To see when meteors are coming.
So he would have seen it and be like, don't warn him. Nah, hey, birds, watch this. Yeah.
Well, no, because I know that a meteor would have been, well, it might not have been that much bigger than the plane, but after hitting it, it'd have veered course a little bit.
Well, yeah.
And if someone was watching a meteor coming into orbit, to do that... No, because that's the thing, actually. If a meteor of a size that it can take out a plane hit Earth, it'd destroy Earth.
Well, yeah.
Well,
it would do a fair bit of damage.
Yeah.
It was like a tsunami or something at the very least.
Yeah. So we would have known. Unless they try to make out like it's some Armageddon shit. Fucking Bruce Willis is on there and all. And then all of a sudden Aerosmith come out and start fucking singing. Like, what do you mean? No, that did not happen. I'd sooner believe fucking aliens took it than the fucking asteroid.
Well, it's funny you should say that, Ed. In March 2018, around the 4th anniversary of Flight 370's disappearance, an individual received strange voicemails and texts with coordinates of a location in Indonesia somewhat close to where Flight 370 vanished. The voicemails, coded in the NATO phonetic alphabet, alluded to an alien abduction.
Yes, here we go. We're on it.
This generated significant media attention as the man who received the texts and voicemails also claimed that someone showed up and taken pictures of his house. Although this was never conclusively verified. The calls were placed using a VoIP service and were traced to 2 hotels in Port Blair. Though the identity of the caller remains uncertain, investigators dismissed the phone calls as most likely being a prank or hoax.
I was going to say, the man who said all this, is he in America?
I should think so, yes. He's not been identified, but if Right, the calls were placed using a VoIP service. What the fuck does that mean? Let's have a quick look. It means Voice over Internet Protocol.
Right.
And it was traced to 2 hotels in Port Blair. Where's Port Blair? It's the capital city of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Where on earth are they then?
On the Bay of Bengal. So, yeah, that way, isn't it? It's like Indonesia. It's Indonesia.
Yeah.
Isn't it? For me, when I heard of like Port Blair, I was waiting for you to say like Portland. Or...
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, or something like that. You know what I mean?
What's this? Claims of responsibility. On March 9th, 2014, members of the Chinese news media received an open letter that claimed to be from the leader of the Chinese Martyrs Brigade, a previous unknown group. Oh, how convenient. This letter claimed that the loss of Flight 370 was in retaliation for the Chinese government's response to the knife attacks at Kunming Railway Station on 1st of March 2014.
Well, it's a bit of a difference. A knife attack and like
and part of the
plane.
And part of the wider separatist campaign against Chinese control over the Xinjiang province. The letter also listed unspecified grievances against the Malaysian government. This letter's claim was dismissed as fraudulent based on its lack of detail regarding the fate of Flight 370 and the fact that the name Charter's Martyrs Brigade appeared inconsistent with something separatist group which described themselves as East Turkestan and Islamic rather than Chinese. Oh, well, you fucking dropped the ball there then, didn't you, son?
What are you?
What the hell is this? Oh, right, no, that's that one that I was just on about.
Oh, the 17 one.
Fire, hijacking. Yeah, so they're the main theories. Hijacking, the pilot suicide, a fire, shot down, cyber attack, vertical entry into the sea. Huh? Texas A&M University mathematics professor Goon Cheng has argued that the plane may have entered the sea vertically. Any other angle of entry would have splintered the airplane into pieces, which would have necessarily been found already.
Oh, I get it.
So what, my man thinks it just nosedived?
Yeah, like completely, like full vertical. Surely that wouldn't be able to do that. You need to be... Well, yeah, I mean, you see, but they're fighter jets, they meant to do that. Like, would it
surely wouldn't the weight and the structure of it, like, once it's going down, the wings would rip off or something, wouldn't they? Like, with the pressure of the air coming against it.
Well, you could say that.
Could pull them off, couldn't it?
You could say that about it being flat then, couldn't you? No, because the speed would be greater.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fair play if it did, though.
Yeah.
That's just a very unfortunate accident.
But this is... it's so bizarre. This is what I mean. There's so many random-ass theories, but nobody has a clue. That's the mad thing about it. Nobody... Generally, you can't pinpoint it to being one thing.
No.
Even that most logical one that I read out. That's most logical, but that doesn't mean it's genuine.
No, but that... I do believe that one the most because of the pretense of matey doing it on his own simulator. If that wasn't in that, then I'd have been like, nah, that's too perfect.
Yeah.
But with him
doing it on the simulator and all that,
I've only said about it once. To practice it once and then doing it
is you'd have to practice that again and again and again and again and again.
Exactly.
To get that so spot on. Do you know what I mean? Know exactly when to turn. I know he's an experienced pilot, but to know exactly when to turn it so the airspaces don't pick you up.
Yeah.
That is mental.
That's not like going into your garden, hitting a football, going to the garden, be like, yeah, I'm a great penalty taker.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, so you can do it in the World Cup final.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's just completely different.
Yeah, exactly. But again, even if all of that is genuine, right, it still baffles me that was his suicide. Do you know what I mean? Like, really? You couldn't have felt of a better way to do it?
I've got it.
Oh, here we go.
I've got it. Right. It weren't like really him committing suicide. He had a wife who he found out was having an affair on him. And her and her new squeeze was going to be on that flight. So he's like, well, you take it from me, I'm taking it from you. I'm going down, you're coming down with me.
Just the other 230 odd people with collateral damage.
Yeah, he was like, nah, here's what it is.
Fuck's sake.
People do mad things, mate.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know. Imagine if that was it.
Oh, mate, that'd be fucking mental. Just want to kill the bitch.
Yeah, I want to kill her, and I kill myself and all.
Fuck's sake.
And fucking fella, fucking Quincy.
Quincy.
I don't know, it's like in my head.
Man like Quincy.
Yeah. What's he got eye in? Off-fly airplanes. What does he do? He's just a social worker. He's a caring man. Caring man, my ass.
I have to care for 230 people plus every day.
You know what? Fuck them now. Fuck all you.
I'll show you how much I have to care for them. Look what I can do. Fuck's sake.
Or, this is another one. He just lost a game of odds on. It's bad, really. Like all the people died and that.
And we always say it though. We make light heart of the situation.
Yeah, he just
we mean no disrespect, obviously.
No, even though we have been disrespected, let's be honest. Yeah.
Oh,
him and his mates, like before, was like, over there, Snapchat, chatting.
That's what brought it down. They shouldn't be Snapchatting on the plane.
Yeah, that's it. And his mate was like pissed up or something. So I odds on you to do this, and it'd be a great story to tell. And he was like, "All right, give me odds 10," and they lost.
Yeah,
they both went for 6.
Nips.
Yeah, so he had to. And of course, mate, he ain't gonna come out and say it. He feels right guilty.
Yeah. That's why no one's claiming responsibility. He's thinking shit.
Yeah, he's like, that wasn't my best
I odds
judgment.
on him to his death.
Yeah.
Do you reckon anyone has actually ever done that? Odds on someone to death? Like odds on to jump and they've missed the jump and like fell or some shit. Do you know what I mean?
There is no doubt in my mind, especially in the United States, which I do love. I love the United States, but there is no doubt in my mind that there's been a group of lads and there's been a grizzly bear and someone's got odds on fucking
going and stroking it.
yeah, and it's gone horrifically wrong. There is no doubt in my mind that has happened. If it hasn't happened, I'd be more shocked. I would be more shocked. Or like in Australia or something. Like,
we've got a one hell of a tangent. Fuck it, let's keep going. I'm going to put the most bizarre odds on.
In Australia or something, like, odds on like fucking, I don't know, boxing that kangaroo and it's just got on his tail.
Levered him.
Yeah, kicked his fucking head off.
There you go. Most bizarre bets ever placed. This will do. Probably not odds on, but let's see what people are betting on.
Oh no, but it'll be like mad, like Leicester winning the league and shit like that.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. Snow on Christmas Day. Royal baby's gender.
Oh,
end of the world. Fuck off. Snail racing championship.
Yeah, they done that fucking Disney. Was it Disney? That film on Turbo.
Oh, is that what that's based on?
No, I don't think so. It might be. I don't know. I just remember there's just snails that have blue lights coming out of the fucking shells and they go right quick. Like, what do you mean? That's a cool theory, though. But no, I've watched. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I've watched like pig racing and that.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's great fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
How bored were you?
No, I weren't that bad. I'll tell you what has been bad. Like this week I've been working in a chicken factory. That's been quite mad.
No.
Well, say chicken factory, it's more like chicken outfits. If I was to kind of like compare it to somewhere. Like, genuinely, like, every half an hour there was a lorry load of chickens turning up. Get taken off by a forklift. And you just know, like.
Well, I know where you lot are going.
Yeah.
Did it tempt you to just grab one? It's like, no, I'm saving him.
To be fair, one did jump out.
He tried.
Well, no, he didn't. This is the thing, right? It's quite sad because they're battery hens.
Mm.
You know, like. And it got out, but it was like, it just sat there. Because it just knows no different.
No.
It just sat there, so then they took it away, and I was a bit like,
It's like, run!
Yeah.
Run! Come on, boy!
Yeah. Courtney said that to me, went, oh, why didn't you get it? I was like, what am I going to do with it? Put it in the digger with me?
I'll keep you safe.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it home, am I? She went, no, put it in the grass. I'm like, we're in a fucking factory, we're not...
Put it in the grass.
Put it in the grass. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, back on topic. Like, yeah, no.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else to say. It's just so bizarre.
Especially like vanishing thin air.
That's what I mean. Even though they found...
It's not a set of fucking car keys now, is it? And if I'm not mistaken, it's not too fucking conspicuous now, is it? Snatch reference, if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean, though. It's like, I know they found wreckage and shit, but that still doesn't explain what happened. Do you know what I mean? All we know is plane went there.
Yeah, plane was there, not there. Stuff's happened.
Fuck knows.
Yeah. They've just come out with this, like, with these theories, like. But that's what gets me. It's that he done the simulator, but they didn't say how many times.
No.
If he done it the once and then pulled it off, that is not impossible.
No, yeah, either that or he is the greatest.
He's the GOAT.
Pilot of all time.
Why would you have to go and die then?
What was that back? Because that's another thing. It doesn't. No one's found out anything about his life. Do you know what I mean?
That's what you'd think so.
Because you don't just sit there one day and go, nah, fuck it.
Yeah, because if that's the theory, because that sounds like a suicide, like a fucking bad one. To be fair, like
oh yeah,
you'd think they would look into his life.
Well, yeah,
like,
it's got like
what made him
or divorced or anything.
Yeah, Quincy's involved. You know what I mean?
Quincy.
You think they would look into it more, wouldn't you?
Let's have a look.
But no, like, that was a mad suicide though. If it was, because he had to plan it to perfection.
Yeah,
and it's not like I was saying, like with the gun in the mouth, because that's a fairly quick one. I could just sit. Like, say I had a gun.
Mm-hmm.
I could just sit down, put it in, bang, gone.
Yeah.
Whereas he's had to do it in a sequence. There is a sequence there, but it's not like so many steps. He's had to go through like so many steps to then do it. I don't know.
Okay. He was also married and a father of 3. He enjoyed cooking and fishing alongside his work and family life. His family lived in a mansion in the Laman Seri complex, a luxury gated community in Kuala Lumpur. What was discovered after the plane disappeared? Vanished. Rumours circulated that his wife left home, leading to the pilot to crash on the murder-suicide.
Quincy.
The Atlantic reported in 2019 that friends of the pilot claimed he was lonely and sad, even clinically depressed at the time of the flight.
Why would you let him fly then? Why would you let him do that? If you knew he was clinically depressed, the last thing you do was put him fucking 35,000 feet in the air.
Wait, whoa, hold the bus, where the fuck? Okay. Psychologists also claimed that Mr. Shah was self-destructive after he sent sexually suggestive messages to 26-year-old twin sisters Lang Kui Hui and Kui Min Lan. Probably butchered their names, I'm sorry, but begging them to come to the Malaysian capital. He also used social media to target his government, who owned the airline he worked for, calling Prime Minister Najib Razak a moron. He also urged his followers, there is a rebel in each and every one of us. Let it out. You fucking let it out and then some, didn't you, boss? Fuck me.
Right, he wanted to rebel, but then ended up killing himself.
Not really how it works, mate.
Yeah. I don't think, what's his name? Braveheart.
William Wallace.
I don't think he was like that. He rebelled and he stuck to it. He died in the end. Like, we know that.
They can take our lives, but not if we take them first.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh dear. That was good, but that was bad. You know what I
mean? Is that all they got on his life? Is that literally it?
So his wife weren't on the plane?
No. So Quincy theory may be done.
Yeah, so that's my theory gone out the window. Well, kinda, because it was like she left him and that. So I was on
she might not have been on the flight, but don't mean Quincy wasn't.
That's true. Yeah, come to, he was just on the plane. You saw him pass. He was like, "Come to shag my wife, will you?" I'm gonna put a stop to this bastard now. I'll tell you. Yeah. So yeah, if you go, if I can't have it, neither can you. Maybe. Turns out she's had about 230 of them. It was all planned. Oh, that's bad. I'm sorry. So sorry. Please don't ban us.
Oh, fucking hell.
You know what? I've just realised this is like the first podcast of like one of your subjects where we've actually had a laugh.
A lot, yeah.
Because a lot of them we can't.
No.
Not really. Usually it's mine because it's something fucking mad.
Yeah.
A bit mad and that. But.
What?
What?
You know what I was on about where he sent them sexually suggestive messages to the twin sisters?
Yeah.
On one occasion, he commented under a picture of Queen Min Lan in a bathrobe with the comment, "Just showered?" Question mark. Brother,
He might have been genuinely concerned.
Yeah. Are you clean?
Yeah.
Did you wash your ass today?
Yeah, like he just said he just showered, like because that's important, you know. He might be genuinely concerned. Why would you do that?
It makes no sense. This is just.
I bet his profile picture was like the most stereotypical, like middle-aged man one, where he's like sitting there and you know what I mean?
I think you might have it back. You're not far off. You're not far off.
Nah, but that's a bit cooler because it shows that he's on point.
No, that is literally all they found about it.
Nah, you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like my man Keith.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just there. And he's just like, it's like right to his face. Like, they always have that face where they're always wondering if they've done it.
Yeah. Yeah. We all know someone like it.
Yeah. Bless them. But, yeah.
I think that about wraps up this madness.
I'm pleased about that because I feel like we're going to be cancelled anyway.
We were going bad. But like we said, we always try and make light heart. We're not being disrespectful to anyone who lost their lives or anything like that.
Yeah, no, it's a tragedy at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, we said, we just try and make light heart as best we can.
Mm.
No disrespect at all.
Nah.
But I think, end this here before we do end up saying something we regret.
Yeah. Yeah, we better.
Right, Ed, what are we doing next week?
Next week, we're going to America.
Oh.
We're going to Lake Champlain.
No.
Where they have a lake cryptid, which they call their very own Nessie.
Okay.
Its name, it's quite a cool name, is Champ.
Let's go, Champ!
Yeah. Imagine if it was Shannon Briggs who fucking named it. Look at that there! It's Champ! Let's go, Champ! So they're just stuck. Oh, it's obvious.
It's Champ. Yeah,
Lake Champlain. So yeah, we're going to go and look into the history of Champ and the sightings of Champ and our theories of what Champ could be. Could it be a plesiosaur? Please. Or could it be a well-known animal what has just been misidentified?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bollocks.
Like a dinosaur, isn't it? But no. Yeah, I think. So we'll be doing that.
Lovely job.
Oh, it's trying to get back into it.
Before you know it, we'll be back.
Yeah.
Right. So Ed, let's see if we can do this well.
Where
can they find us?
Oh no. Right. People, listen. You can find us on Facebook, which is Missing Mysteries in black and white. You can follow us on Instagram, which is Missing Mysteries _ like the actual underline bit. You can follow us on TikTok, which we're now over 1,000 followers.
Hey!
Get in. So at some point we'll be doing a live.
Yeah.
That'd be quite fun.
Mm-hmm.
But that is Mr. Mysteries 10. You can follow us on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck it's called now, which is Miss Mysteries 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's our actual name. But if you type in Myths and Mysteries in black and white, and you see this logo, that is the one.
Mm-hmm.
You can email us at mysteries@outlook.com, and that could be sightings you have had, if that's been a cryptid, a ghost, a UFO, a demon, some sort of conspiracy. If you've seen Malaysian Airline 370 just hovering about in your neighbourhood. Don't know, might have. Theories you've got, like, did Quincy survive? Or theories you've had on any of the topics we have covered or are going to cover. Episode ideas, what you would like.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a conspiracy theory. You know, I ain't going to keep going over it. You know what we cover by now if you do listen to the show or watch the show or whatever. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Criticisms, what things you don't like about the show, what we think we could do better, what you'd rather us do in a way. I don't know. Praises, which we prefer.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell us what you like about us, what you like about the show. Theories, ideas for future episodes. If you want a collab for any reason, if that's to come on the podcast, for us to go on your podcast, for investigation. Oh, look at the state of me. I'm all winked up and nowhere to go. If you want us to do an investigation somewhere, or if you want to come on an investigation with us or whatever, let us know, because we have got some things on the books. Mm-hmm. Well, not on the books, but in pencil.
Yeah.
Obviously not on fucking pen.
I thought you was about to say in Pennsylvania. I was like, are we?
Yes, surprise!
Hope you got your passport.
Yeah. Oh shit! Actually, yeah, mine's gone out of date.
I think mine has enough.
Yeah. Oh, well.
We ain't going anywhere.
As long as it's UK, we're all right. Actually, quick one. When me and Courtney went to Scotland, I did ask her, I need my passport. She went, "You're a fucking idiot." I didn't know. Because I know it's UK, but it's still a different country. So, she was like, "No, Ed." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's all right." I think that about wraps up for the email. Yeah, which is mrmysteries@outlook.com. Please. Oh, and if you want merch, I know we're not wearing any now because
it's bare hot.
So at some point we need to get t-shirts made. But yeah, just let us know. Also our YouTube, which is Mr. Mysteries. It's a bugger to find, so the easiest way is through our links on our TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Have we got a link on Twitter?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe on Twitter, but yeah. So, yeah, then you can actually see us. Hello. And when we've done investigations, they're on there. And please like, subscribe, follow and all that, and comment, whatever, all that. Get on the algorithms. Because the more you do that, easier it is that people will actually find our channel, and then we ain't got to keep doing this bugger.
Yeah.
I think that about wraps that up. Josh, where can they listen to us?
Well, even though you are, if you fancy listening on another platform, or all of them, here we go. You can find us on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Podchaser, Player FM, and iHeartRadio.
Lovely job. We still got it. We've still got it.
But no, thank you very much for watching or listening or both. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Happy hunting.